How's it going, guys? So we're in a bit of a weird kind of point of transition at the minute. Dan's actually off isolating due to the lovely conditions in the UK that we've been facing for like the last year and a half, 2 years. So trying to take a stab at this on my own, which if well, any of you guys out there who know me, you know that I hate cameras. I don't like being filmed. I definitely don't like having my picture taken. Unless I don't know it's happening, pretty much. So I'm trying to muddle through this whole kind of vlogging thing. But today I just wanted to talk to you about a car I've just bought. So I had a Civic EJ hatch brought into me last week. Customer recently had it built by a guy called Nathan Devlin, who a lot of you guys in the Honda scene will know. He used to have a garage in Watton called iTuned. And yeah, very well known guy in the Honda scene. So this car started life with a D14, so 1.4 single cam, and Nathan's converted it to a B20 Frankenstein, which, as far as I'm aware, the customer supplied. So basically Nathan done all the conversion, fabbed really nice exhaust system for it. Customer brought it into me kind of because of a few little niggles, which obviously this isn't, you know, any criticism on Nathan's work at all, because he's done a really nice job. The more I kind of spoke to the customer, the more it kind of turned out that I think an old Honda isn't for him. So he said, you know, it was a bit too loud and the car vibrates a bit much and the throttle's a bit choppy and all these kind of things. And I kind of said to him, well, it's an old Honda, like this is what they're like. So we kind of looked at some options. It was also about the gear ratios as well. He was saying in fifth gear at 70, you're doing like 4,000 RPM. So engine wise, as far as we know, it's a B20 bottom end, B16 head, cams, adjustable verniers, 1320 manifold. Nathan's built a 3-inch manifold back system. It's got intake on it. We believe K20 injectors as well. It's on a socketed P28 JDM ECU. There's been speculations about who's tuned it previously. I spoke to one of the guys who was named as a potential, which was Jesse over at JCal. He's confirmed it definitely isn't one of his tunes. So that's kind of where we are. And basically, I went through a load of options with the customer. And to be brutally honest, I think to get the car, like I said to him, to get the car kind of the way he would want it, which is not how these normally are, is going to cost quite a bit of money. He'd already mentioned selling the car, and I said, well, if you ever do want to sell it, let me know, because I'll be interested. I'll be honest, I feel like I'm taking a bit of a step backwards because I haven't owned an old Honda for about 13 years. But I'd never owned a B series, so I thought, you know what, it's got a good engine, and I believe it's got paddle clutch as well, and an SB9 short ratio box with an LSD in it. So I just thought, why not? Bit of a blast from the past. And in all honesty, I was probably just going to flip it because I know they're making good money. And after seeing how much time and attention's been put into it, I kind of thought, well, I'll finish it and keep it. So that's kind of where we are right now. We're going to get it on the dyno, do a pull, see what she makes, check the fueling out, and then and yeah, see where we go from there. So yeah, she done all right. Pretty much 190 horsepower at the wheels, 227 at the crank. Plans, I think, moving forward, like exterior wise, it looks quite stock, so I'm gonna get it on some nice wheels, coilovers, probably do like rear arms, braces, stuff like that, just all kind of the normal little trick bits just to make it look a bit nicer. I'm probably going to order a Honda S300 ECU, purely because I don't work on like the socketed ECUs. I've never have done. And being honest, like Hondas they're not really my thing, and they're definitely not my specialty, which is why I've been speaking to Jesse. Because I'll be honest, I'm kind of undecided. I mean, an engine like this is kind of unknown territory to me, especially mixing it with cams and verniers and all of these things I've never played with on a Honda before. So I'm most likely going to get an S300, do what I've got to do ECU wise to actually install it, base map it, and I'll probably do a bit just to get it running right, get the fuel in okay. And then I'll either have a crack at it myself or I'll get Jesse to do it. Either way, I have to be honest, I haven't really decided yet. I've kind of left it open with him, and he said he's happy to do it if I want it doing. Half of me kind of feels like it's cheating, because even with ECUs I've never touched before, I'll get someone who, like with ECU Master, for example, before I'd ever played with an ECU Master ECU, a friend of mine said, I've got one in my car, can you have a look at it? Yeah, all right then, book it in. So he booked it in, I tuned it. It does take a bit longer when you're not familiar with the platform. You've got to spend a bit more time kind of learning where everything is, but when you can tune on a standalone platform, a lot of the knowledge is very transferable. So I was kind of like, well, I'll bang an S300 in and I'll tune it, but then there's also a lot about these engines I'm not familiar with, because I know most typical Hondas will rev very high. This revs at the minute to about 8.7, but then from a lot of the reading I've done on B20 Franks, you don't rev them that high. So this has either got valve train in it, potentially rod bolts, or other internal components have been changed. But again, I'm like I said, I'm no Honda expert, so we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, so just kind of got my eye out for a few little bits for it at the minute. Speaking to a few guys I know who are still into their old Hondas, and seeing where we can go moving forward. But yeah, should be interesting. Hopefully we'll get some bits done on this while we're waiting for updates on the Clio. So yeah, also shout out to Nathan as well. Like, done a really, we hadn't really spoken for a very long time, I think, until recently. But yeah, shout out to Nathan. He's done a really, really nice job on this conversion. Workmanship's lovely. Everything's been done real clean, real tidy. It's just a bit of a shame that what the customer's kind of bought, and that's kind of the worst bit, is he's not even spec the car and gone, oh, this is what you want. The customer's gone, well, this is what I want to put in, and then had it all done. It's been done really, really nice, and it just isn't for him. So yeah, bit of a shame, but then it's kind of worked out right for me, I guess. So yeah, we'll crack on and get some bits sorted, and hopefully we'll see more of this soon.